Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a zombie comedy film, Zombieland, Part 2, Double Tap. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. Several years later, after the events in the first episode of Zombieland, the survivors have become adept at identifying various zombies. Columbus explains how they have survived over the years and introduces the different types of their ferocious enemies that have evolved. These zombies are identifiable with their characteristics. First, we see the dumb one called Homer. As it chases the smelly woman, it directs its attention to a statue and licks it, making its tongue get stuck on it and killed by the woman. Of course, there is the opposite of them, called Hawkins, the clever zombies. Here, we see the man being chased by a Hawken. He unlocks the room by getting his eyes detected by the scanner and locks himself in the room. But then, Hawkins saw him do it, so it takes another doctor's eye, uses it to unlock the room too, and kills the shitty man. Then we have the zombies called the ninja, the silent but deadly ones. When a man enters the house quietly, the ninja suddenly attacks him. Subsequently, we now see the primary survivors, Columbus, Tallahassee, Little Rock, and her sister Wichita. They collectively fight and shoot the swarm of bloodthirsty enemies in front of the White House. After wiping the zombies out, they enter the White House and make it their white home, where they hang out together and enjoy the little things as part of Columbus' rules. They live together as a family, Tallahassee being the father figure to Little Rock and Columbus and Wichita as a happy couple. They have been safely living together since the spread of the virus. They celebrate Christmas on a normal day, and Tallahassee hands them his presents. He gives Columbus a book and Little Rock a new gun as their presents. Little Rock does not look happy, but is eager to try it. Tallahassee explains it is Elvis Presley's gun. She gets out to try it and kill zombies. As an acting father, Tallahassee wants to go with her, but Little Rock has an attitude. Then Wichita is lying on the bed with Columbus, so Columbus pulls out a small box from the drawer. He then kneels in front of Wichita and shows her the diamond ring. Unexpectedly, Wichita does not look happy but upset, as she believes that married couples are only bound to get divorced. So Columbus apologizes, telling her he will do it when she is ready. Then he lies in bed with his hormones frustrated. The following day, Columbus cheerily wakes up and walks down the hall when he sees Tallahassee looking sad. Columbus asks him why, so Tallahassee shows him Wichita's note apologizing for departing. Meanwhile, the two girls drive down the road. Wichita lectures her sister that getting too attached is not a good idea, as she expresses her frustrations with Columbus. So Wichita tells her she is lucky that she does not have a boyfriend to stress about, but Little Rock responds that she does not like how Tallahassee acted as her father. A month later, Tallahassee and Columbus roam around the abandoned shopping mall using their electric scooter. Columbus still talks about his attachment to Wichita, while Tallahassee represses his longing for the girls. While Columbus smells the scented candles on the shelves, he meets another survivor, the energetic blonde lady Madison. Madison introduces herself to Tallahassee, who gets offended when she thinks he is Columbus' father. She tells them she lives in the freezer and survives by staying inside. But Tallahassee seems irritated by Madison. Columbus brags that he has a list of rules for surviving and that they set up a camp in the White House. Later, they arrive at the White House. Tallahassee talks to Columbus in the office and irritatingly scolds him for inviting Madison. Then Madison comes and asks Columbus to have a tour. Upon entering the room, Madison takes her hormone outfit off and tongue massages Columbus. She forcibly pins Columbus down, and then they begin their smelly workout. Tallahassee hears their creaking noise, but he gets up when he suddenly hears another noise. As he walks down the hallway, Columbus is also on the lookout, so they both break into another room and get shocked to see Wichita. Wichita tells them she only returned to get some weapons because Little Rock is gone. She tells them they met a boy, a young guitarist who is a pacifist. Tallahassee immediately guesses that Little Rock is dating the guy, so he overreacts and smashes things. Little Rock, who wants to meet a guy, falls in love with the guitarist. Wichita explains that she did warn her, but Little Rock is stubborn, left her a note, and ran away with him. They all fear for Little Rock's life as she leaves with a guy who only has a guitar and does not want violence despite the apocalypse. As they walk to the living room, Wichita tells them that the guitarist mentioned the faster and deadlier variant of zombies. When they reach the lobby, Tallahassee blames Wichita for leaving them. So Wichita tells him that Little Rock finds him a little overbearing. So Columbus reminds them they need to save Little Rock, so Tallahassee gets out and is eager to do so. Columbus and Wichita are left having small talk about how they ended their relationship. Wichita apologizes for what she did when suddenly Madison comes down the stairs, asking Columbus to return to bed. Wichita is shocked and upset, then she leaves. Afterward, they put their bags in the minivan and are ready to go when they see Madison with her baggage and join them. While on their way, Madison talks to Wichita, and she responds to her sarcastically as she feels bitter for having an affair with Columbus. They stop on the road and survey the area through binoculars. They see a bus nearby, so they walk there. As soon as they arrive, Madison opens the bus door, starts beeping, and gets the zombies' attention. Columbus gets on the roof to see the area and gives directions on where Tallahassee and Wichita are to shoot. They kill the zombies, who are approaching one after another. Wichita loads her gun while a zombie is about to attack her. Luckily, Madison saves her by spraying the zombie with her hormone spray. They almost wiped out the zombies when another one appears. The zombie called T-800 is the stronger, deadlier, and harder to kill. Tallahassee shoots it twice, but they get shocked as it does not die despite the multiple shots. After killing zombies, Tallahassee excitedly drives the big modern bus, but the wheels go flat unluckily. He suggests getting the bus with a clown painted on it, but Columbus hates it, so Tallahassee annoyingly drives their minivan. While they are hitting the road, Madison suddenly feels something strange. Her skin changes its appearance, and she feels nauseous. So they pull over, and while Madison vomits, Tallahassee and Wichita encourage Columbus that they need to leave, as she will later turn into a zombie. Columbus takes his gun and runs after Madison. She runs away from him, while she embarrassingly tells him not to come closer, as she looks like a monster. But then, Columbus says goodbye before he shoots his gun multiple times and returns in the car. They drive over the night and arrive at their destination. Tallahassee gets excited to see his idol's place and where Little Rock is located, only to discover that it has turned into ruins. Disappointingly, they proceed to drive and look for Little Rock. Later, they find a well-lit hotel and go there. Surprisingly, the car used by Little Rock was parked outside. They enter the hotel and look for Little Rock. Inside the hotel, they see the historical stuff of Elvis Presley, which makes Tallahassee delighted. He plays the piano when suddenly, the hotel owner named Landlord arrives to stop him from playing and points a gun at him. Just then, Wichita and Columbus arrive and point a gun at her. Wichita immediately asks her about her sister, but Landlord tells them Little Rock and the guitarist left a few days ago. She then reveals that Little Rock and the peace lover guitarist will head to Babylon. Meanwhile, the guitarist drives while telling Little Rock how peaceful Babylon is and brags that it is a place without guns and violence. While on the road, a bunch of zombies are running after them. At the same time, Tallahassee and Landlord are talking about their idol, Elvis Presley. Tallahassee shows off his talent as he imitates Elvis. It impresses her, and they then get attracted to each other. The following day, Little Rock and the guitarist arrive at Babylon. As they set foot at the entrance, the Babylon guard confiscated their guns and melted them. In the hotel, Tallahassee wears Elvis' outfit, trying to impress Landlord, when suddenly they hear a loud crashing noise. As they rush outside, Tallahassee freaks out to see his car being crushed by a man with a monster truck. The driver, wearing a cowboy hat, gets out and yells at Tallahassee, saying it is his driveway. The man seems to be Landlord's other man. As they talk to each other, Wichita and Columbus strangely notice the resemblance in their behavior. Suddenly, another man, the Flagstaff, comes out of the vehicle. This time, Wichita surprisingly notices his resemblance to Columbus. They introduce each other, and the man indeed has similarities with Columbus, as he also has his own commandments. They compete and discuss their rules and commandments with each other. But Landlord interrupts them by asking why they are back soon. So the Flagstaff and the cowboy tell them they meet the deadlier zombies they call Bolts, to which Columbus counters that they call them T-800s. Later, while they have fun drinking, they notice some noise outside. They look out the window and see a bunch of T-800s climbing up the monster truck. The cowboy brags about being an expert in killing the most challenging zombies, and together with his Flagstaff, they head outside to kill them. After wiping the zombies out, they proudly come inside. Suddenly, Landlord notices the cowboy's arm having a bite mark, and he lies that it is a tattoo. They all look at him worriedly as he assures them he is okay. Just then, the cowboy starts showing the symptoms. He vomits and behaves strangely. He argues that his partner also got bitten twice, but the Flagstaff denies it. After that, the Flagstaff turns into a T-800 and tries to attack Wichita, but Columbus protects her using his zombie-proof muscles. Simultaneously, the cowboy attacks Tallahassee, and Landlord shoots him. The two zombies run after Tallahassee and Columbus, and they all circle the place. Finally, Landlord hits the last shot on its head. The following day, the three are heading out. But before that, Tallahassee kisses Landlord goodbye, and she gives him a ring and tells him to stay alive. Wichita interrupts their smelly kiss by reminding them that they must look for her sister. Tallahassee tries to drive the monster truck, but does not know how to operate it. No choice but to use the minivan again, so Tallahassee hands the key to Columbus as he hates driving that outdated car. While driving on the road, they shockingly see the clown bus being driven by Madison. They freak out as Madison, who they thought was dead, looks healthy and cheerfully greets them. Later, they get Madison and interrogate her. Madison explains that she kept telling Columbus it was an allergy, and then she thanked him for not shooting her in the head. Columbus regrets meeting Madison again, as he already realizes that he and Wichita are meant to be together. Moments later, they arrive at Babylon and see a tall tower. As soon as they get out of the car, Tallahassee throws a grenade at the minivan, making it explode. Then the guard at the entrance warns them that guns are not allowed inside. Tallahassee mocks the guard and tells her he will never surrender his gun. So Wichita reminds him if he wants to see Lil Rock, which makes him comply. They walk around and immediately find Lil Rock. Wichita excitedly hugs her sister. But then, Tallahassee is angry at the guitarist. Little Rock asks why they came, as she also explains that Babylon people are peaceful, yet Tallahassee keeps freaking out for melting their guns. That night, they enjoy and drink together when Tallahassee decides he will go somewhere since he already sees that Little Rock is safe. Then Tallahassee peacefully drives the road when suddenly he hits a T-800. As he looks around, he sees a bunch of T-800s approaching in Babylon's direction, so he drives back. He arrives at Babylon soon and warns them that zombies are approaching. He is extremely worried as their weapons are melted and turned into pendants. So they set up a plan. Everyone prepares the materials available for defense. Soon after setting up, the zombies arrive. They use the fuel to light and burn the zombies at the entrance. Later, they celebrate when the container explodes, killing the nearby zombies. But after a few seconds, they see numerous zombies continuously approaching. They are being cornered as they get surrounded by them. They hug each other, feeling hopeless. Suddenly, the monster truck driven by Landlord arrives, getting the zombies' attention. They then get in the car, circle around the zombies, and crush their zombified muscles. Later, the monster truck gets broken. They get out, run inside, and get approached by zombies. Luckily, Madison and the guitarist are on the tower, throwing some appliances and crashing the zombies. They rush into the tower, and Tallahassee leads the zombies to chase him. He runs toward the end of the building and jumps off. Then he holds onto the hook as the zombies run and fall down the tower successively. But he swings back and forth as the two zombies hold onto his feet. As he is about to lose his grip, Little Rock shockingly gets his gun and shoots the zombies. They successfully save Tallahassee. Little Rock hugs him like a missing daughter and tells him she keeps his present. Subsequently, Wichita tells Columbus it is a yes, which makes Columbus delighted and overwhelmed. So Madison comes and happily returns the ring. Finally, Columbus kneels and puts it on her finger. Meanwhile, Tallahassee and Landlord kiss each other, followed by Madison and the guitarist since Little Rock has already broken up with him. In the end, Tallahassee excitedly drives Elvet's Cadillac. As Landlord asks them where they are heading, Columbus responds with one word, that is home. He then explains that a home is not a palace, but people you are with, hence we call our close friends homies. The scene ends with them driving away enthusiastically, while a lone zombie runs after their smelly shit. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.